Okay, let's go. So you can see on my screen today we are going to talk about the part of the communication between Core Lightning and the Bitcoin network. So that means that at some point Core Lightning lives on top of the Bitcoin chain, and it needs some information or to transmit some information to the Bitcoin chain at some moment of the life of the software. So, for instance, for opening a channel, we might need some information about the fee. At some point, we might want to send a transaction. So this is done by a plugin. Just this is really an amazing piece of software. So I take that moment to say to you and maybe people that are going to listen to the recording. So thank you all the programmers that work on that, because this is really so beautiful to have this part of this flexibility of the software, and which entails what is really interesting to me with that flexibility. It's also that it's allowed to have a really a core that is really solid. So let's do something right now, and we are going to unpack and say what does that mean that we are using a plugin to talk to the Bitcoin network. But I prefer to run some code, and for the first time we are going to install a plugin that do the communication with Bitcoin Bitcoin main chain. So here are the four implementation of plugin that I found out, that I've seen. So we have BCLI, which is a built-in plugins to talk to bitcoind. And there are other for trusted coins, Surround, BTCLI for J, and Folgore. And there, which is interesting, that we have here 5 different languages that implement that plugin. So BCLI written in C, trusted coin written in Go, Surround written in Python, and the other two, one in Java, I think, and the other in Rust. So you can pick the one that you prefer. Just to notice that there have been a changing in the estimate fees JSON-RPC in the last release. So maybe they won't work with the new release. That's it. So I will talk more about that later. But let's install trustedb, and which is cool with that is that this allows to not have to run the Bitcoin chain by yourself. So in almost no time we can be on the network. So here we can see the configuration that we are going to need and the steps that we are going to follow to get a node running on mainnet, and we are going to connect. So we can see a little here. We are going to connect our node to GB55, which is William Catharan, the guys who wrote the No Circadian Damus. And maybe if one of you is already running a node right now, I will give you my the node ID and the information needed to connect. So maybe we can see if we get connecting. We are not going to open a channel, but this way you can see that in less than 30 minutes we would be able, if we open a channel, to transfer phone to our node and to open a channel. So it's really quick when we use something, and this is possible because those 4 plugins that are not the built-in plugins reach out Bitcoin Explorer to get the information about the blockchain or to send the information about transactions that they want to be put on the chain. So let's go there, and now we're going to SSH in LN room. So we are in my server. So we have a LN room. Lightning, maybe we can look at Lightning CLI, the version. So we are in the not the last one, but the one before, and we can go to the Lightning directory. This one, check that in plugins we have nothing so far in the directory. We can show what we have in the config file. So we have the network, which is Bitcoin. We want the lock level to be debugged, and we don't allow deprecated APIs. So this is what I was telling you. If you say that you allow deprecated APIs, you could run on instant the trusted coin with the new version during 6 months. So by the way, I've opened some issues to just fix this part, and this will be fixed for 2 of those. And Fiat Jab for trusted coin said that if someone wants to do a pull request to just fix that part, that he can do this. So maybe you will get interested in this after we do that, and I encourage you to check that. So here we are, and now what do we want? So we are directly I'm running. So this one is not the one, and this is this one. I'm running Ubuntu 22.04. So here we have it installed and downloaded. Now we have trusted coin here, and we are going to start with that command line. So just so we can read it a little bit. So we have Lightning D -- daemon. So we want to start it as a daemon. We want to disable plugin BCLI. This is because when we start normally Lightning D, we need to have a plugin that does the communication and get the information about the Bitcoin blockchain. So this is done by BCLI, and see if we want to use another one, we have to disable it. So we disable it, and we give also the log file. So normally log file failed to open. No such file or directory. Okay, sorry. So we have to pass. I did this error before, so we have to pass the full path. So I will change it here also to have the right note after, and this should work. So this will start. And we hope, and I hope that this will, okay, so okay, so sorry, I will, I don't know, I will check, this should work fine, but I don't know why today it didn't want to work as I expected. So what? Could not access the plugin for get chain info. Is a Bitcoin plugin by default plugins BCLI register. So it seems not to disable plugin. Let's see what we have. So okay, it's on me. So wrong start. sorry, it will work. So this is something I've seen someone makes that error on the videos, and I was, how can this error can happen? But I show you the error, so maybe it won't happen for you. So I've installed trustedcoin in the wrong directory, so I should have installed it in plugin. So I've done two errors from the start. So copy trustedcoin to the plugins, and now we should have something like that. Let's see, what do we have in ls Bitcoin? Do we have something? Yes. So maybe to not mess, we are going to remove this repository. Yes. Okay. So we remove that. We have last one, which is Lightning D Bitcoin PED. So what I'm doing right now, it's just to clean the mess happened. So let's go back, and we are here. This was written here, but I missed it. We have to install trustedcoin in the plugin directory or any other if you set if you don't use the default default location. So it is going to work. Okay, so this is working, and I will just exit and return, because if not, we were going to have those outputs from trustedcoin, and now we can check if this is running. We could do that with getinfo, but I like to see the processes. So we have it running. So right now, what can we do? Maybe we can do Lightning CLI getinfo. So we have that information. Maybe we can do less. So less see is working. So we have all those information. Now let's connect to William. Okay, so we have that information that we can find on its web page. So Lightning CLI connect, the node ID, the IP, and the port. And it seems that this is working, so we should see something with Lightning CLI list peers. So now we have one peers. So we have one peers, and we are going to start to see some channel when we list that. So far we don't have much channel, but we are going to have more channels. So if I've did it right for the directly, it would have taken almost no time. So you see, you can have your node running using a plugin that will do that will reach out to a block explorer to get information, and we can connect. So now maybe for those of you which is the first time that you come, generally I make a break at half the time. We can talk a little bit, ask a question, and share knowledge, and after we continue. So the information so that you can connect with me. So get info and maybe -f. So what do you need if someone wants? So I will give you what you need. So here my node ID. So we go to node, and I will paste it in the. We have the node. We have the. Okay, so we have the address and the port. This, okay, it should so now the port. So if I'm not wrong, we write it like this. Up, stack. So I go into the chat. If someone wants to try to connect with me, I put it. Tell me, and if I see if nobody wants, or you're not you're watching on the mobile and you don't have you can do that. We go further, but it would be interesting to see someone showing up in the list of peers. So with that said, this is how we install trusted coin. Let's continue to see how it works on the. Maybe what do I want to show you next, because there are some on my notes. So install, we did it, and okay. So maybe before we go to Esplora, we are going to do this to do this after. So this is explaining how trusted coin do it, and the other also do it. But I prefer to just read a little bit of the bitcoind files and go with you and show you. So we are going to watch the getrawblockbyheight, and so we can talk about the architecture. So Lightning D, bitcoind.c in the Lightning repository. So here, this is what we can read. So code for talking to bitcoind. We use a plugin at the Bitcoin backend. The default was shipped with C Lightning is the plugin blah blah blah, which use Bitcoin CLI. So we have the interface, but here we can see. So we use to gather Bitcoin data is standardized, and you can use another plugin or backend. So this is really fantastic. So in the core of core Lightning, when they need to have some information, what they do is they use the APIs defined here. And if we go to bitcoin.hash, so maybe we can they just have to import that files, and here we can see bitcoind. If some command needs information about the fee, bitcoind estimate fees, bitcoind send raw transaction. So all of those things are done, but are written in bitcoind.c, but the data is reached and by those JSON-RPC methods. So we can think about, or this is how I think about bitcoind.c. It's really a kind of interface between the implementation detail and what do they need and how they want it, and the interface, which are the JSON-RPC method, get chain info, get row block height, and thanks to the plugin system, any plugin that register can define those JSON-RPC method and can provide the data needed in a standard way. So it's really a data-driven stuff. So let's. What is the one that I wanted? Maybe is okay. So we can see, for instance, for getrawblockbyheight. So let's search for that. So we have it here. So the plugin that register getrawblockbyheight need to return the block hash and the block in the JSON response and the JSON payload. And we can see that when we need that, we are going to look for this one. So this one is for error. This is that one. Okay, maybe I can make it a little bit so you see it. So when we are going to need those information about the hash and the block, internally this uses bitcoind.c get raw block this one, but here we have a call to the getrawblockbyheight. So this will yes, I don't know what I can add more, but this is just a beautiful way, or maybe it's just the only way to do software programming. I don't know, but this is how we see this is the interface between what's going on inside and the beauty of the data exchanges between with the plugin and the plugin system. So maybe I can go there to the terminal. Let's check if someone. Okay, so I still have only one person. Nobody joined. But if you want to join at some point, do it. So I will make a break so that if you have question, I can answer maybe, or maybe I have. If you want to share your experience with one of those plugins, I'm waiting for you on the chat, in the chat. Okay, so it seems that we have no question. So we are going to follow with that live and continue with the explanation. So how does trustedcoin get his information? So he's not it's not using the bitcoind running. It has to do it in some way. So this is something that we already those JSON-RPC method are explained in the plugin part. So if you want to write those one, you can check that here. So we have those information for get info, estimated fee. This one has a change. Get raw block by height, and we are going to focus on this one right now. So for the plugin must respond to a get raw block by height with the block hash in the first in one of the field and the block in the other field. So that means that if trustedcoin is run correctly, we can use that method, getrawblockbyheight, because this method is defined, and we can pass it one argument, which is the height of the block we want the information. So let's go back in our terminal and check that. So normally we should have something working. So we have the block hash of the Genesis block, because this is the block 0, and it seems that everything is working, and we can decode it. So we get that block we just want the block with a JQ. -r is to trim the double quote that are written by JQ, and we can pass it to XXD, and we should see part of the thing with the information, the thing that we want. So the time 03 January, chancellor on the brick of second by loop for Bronx. So we it seems that we get the right information. So what's going on with my terminal? Okay, so I had to quit because my terminal is not a good one. I'm running a light terminal inside my editor that can do much stuff. But anyway, so we go back. You see there are some characters it doesn't like, and we're here now. What is Esplora? So Esplora is a block explorer web interface. This is the one that is used by Blockstream, and this is what you get once you go to blockstream.info. So this is that one. If you want to run it by yourself, you can. So you have the repository here, and I tried it. So you can run it in Rectest 2. To do that, you just have to build the Docker container, and it works absolutely fine. So it's really great to be able to run it locally and try something. So one thing that we have is the Esplora API. So I'm in the repository Esplora from Blockstream, and this is what we get. So we have the JSON over RESTful HTTP. So this is some information from the Bitcoin blockchain are exposed as the URL that we can query and get the information of those ones. So for instance, we have the transaction, the address, and we also have the block. And here we have the list of the GET requests that we can do. And as we are interested in getrawblockbyheight, we're going to look how we can get that thing. So this is possible. We can see it here by doing a get to block height and the height. So normally, with that curl command that we have, so we go to the terminal, the second one, well, we and what do we get? So we get the first hash of the block, and we can check that with or not. No, this is not with or not. This is with. Sorry, so we have the terminal one and maybe the terminal. The other terminal, and we can see here that the two one are matching. So typically, what does a plugin do is to reach out to those block explorer, do some stuff, and return the right interface, the watch JSON with the interface defined by a Lightning D. And we are going to see that with trustedcoin with the example of getrawblockbyheight. So, and this is interesting in some way because this from the beginning of the lives we always used Python on the PyLN client, and now we can see. We're not going to go into the detail, but we are going to see how it is written in Go, and at the end, this is always the same. So, to remember how the plugin works, at some point we have to start the plugin. When we start, we answer to a get manifest where we define the JSON-RPC method that we want, the hooks, the notification, the startup option. So this is always the same. And for each JSON-RPC request, for instance, that we define, we need a function that handle it, and the plugin run for forever as a sub-process of Lightning B. And in the case of getrawblockbyheight defined by trustedcoin, this use, so it's just a kind of small call stack of what happened inside. So we have the get block that is defined. This is a function. At some point at get block, we give it a height, and this will call the get hash function, and we see exactly the get hash function that does an HTTP get, and on the endpoint with the endpoint is going to be one of the Esplora, so one of the Explorer, and we see that then we have the block height and the actual height. So let's look at when it is defined in Esplora. So now I'm in the repository of trustedcoin, and this is the main entry point. So and in that main function, we see it is always the same. So we have plugin, and some plugin, it depends if your framework use object-oriented or functional or anyway, whatever you want. But here we have the plugin, and we define some option. Here we have the option that are option also defined by BCLI. It is in the sense, I think that trustedcoin, but I'm not sure. Huh? So can use bitcoind.c if you are running it, or fall back to a block explorer. And the function that we want to look at is that one, so the RPC method. So this one is get a raw block by height, take an height, we have a description, and we have a function that is going to do something. And here we are going to look at that function after, but we have if we have nothing available, we see that we return block hash and block with nothing, and this is here. So we call get block. Okay, so fine. Get block is in this one. Okay, so this is the first one. So we have that function get block, and that directly call get hash. Okay, let's find that this one. So we go to get hash, and in get hash, at some point we go here, blah blah blah, and we are going to do recuperate the block hash corresponding to the height that we pass. So and if we look for other endpoint, because this is not enough as information, because we have the hash of the block, but we need something else. So if we go here, so block from Esplora, we are going to do another request to get that block. So the endpoint block the hash, and we want a row. So I haven't done it. So maybe I see that we are good in time. So maybe we can check that. So this is that one. So maybe API. If we add block, we have the block height and terminal where what the hash of the block. So this is that one. So we are going to take it, pass it here. I think this is exactly what would be done. Huh? So let's try that and see if we get the block. Let's go to terminal. This one. Okay, so why? Okay. Okay, I'm missing what I'm. I don't get what I'm doing wrong. Okay, sorry. I'm doing. Let's go back to .co get block. It should be this one. Maybe the hash has been changed. I don't know. Anyway, I will. Let's continue. Continue. And so, yes, this is okay. So this is what I wanted to show you for that part. So any plugins can use any Bitcoin Explorer, get some information and return those information in the format defined by the Bitcoin backend plugins. So here we are. Maybe I will check if some of you have some question. Do you have some question about what we are doing, or maybe you've catch the error I've made with I thought it was going to work, but anyway, I will wait a little bit to see if you have some question. Or if you have already used one of those plugins. Okay, so I hope what I'm showing you is clear and give you some information about that part of the plugin system and of Core Lightning. And we are good in time. Maybe we're going to end before the 1 hour. And just something that I wanted to mention has the estimate fees is the one that have been deprecated in version 23.05. I thought that this was a good moment to look at what does that mean when something is deprecated, and this is a good occasion. So in the last meeting of Core Lightning Open Meeting, I just said, okay, I'm to do a live about those. About this topic. Do you know is there a plugin that I am missing? And so Rusty told me that there was a changing. So the estimate fee was deprecated. So this is why I'm doing it with the version 23.02. Not to mess up everything what I'm doing, and so you can check why those changes have been done in the 6120 pull request. So it seems that this is preparatory work. So this is cool. I'm not skilled enough to understand why those changes happen, or anyway. So if you understand better, you can check, and I'm sure that this is interesting. Still, the deprecation, how it is called, the deprecation time is about 6 months. So during 6 months, you can or we can use allow deprecated APIs set to true. So if this is set to true, that means that during 6 months, we still can use plugins or some other APIs that have the old behavior and the core lightning ensure that this work correctly. But it seems that this is something not to do, and it's done for developers to try things, check things, but it gives a time frame to do the changing smoothly. If you want to check the changing, they are in that commit, and we see that before the plugin has to return something like that. Maybe we can go to the terminal DOS, this one, and we can do Lightning CLI fee rates. Okay, per help to continue, so we have to pass per keep this. So okay, and this look like this one, and this has been simplified by just returning that object with the fee rate fur and the fee rate. So one thing interesting, now we're going to look at the source code and see how what does that mean when we set how it is called allow deprecated APIs to true. What does it? How does it work? So generally, we are going to look at estimate fee because this is the one that that changed, which is in bitcoind.c. So we have here one of the. This is not the function that is used to get the estimate fee. The one that is used, I think that this is this one. So bitcoind estimate fees, but at some point there is a callback function, so a call to that one, and this is where the catch is done if we don't have the fee rate fur. So we can see that here. So if we don't have the new fee rate floor, so we have that one. This is how it is get. So we get the member JSON get member fee rate, and if this is false, we are in that case, and we can see in that case that if we set it to true or false, something different will appear. So if it's false, that means that this is true. So that means that we don't accept the deprecated APIs, and so the plugin return an error for estimate fee, and the error is missing fee floor field. So that means just that we are returning the other one. And if this is we say, see, yes, I want deprecated APIs, just a little bit more, and there is another function called parts deprecated fee rates, which is going to sorry, I want to do that, which is going to do the work and put it in the form expecting with the new code inside the core lightning. So this is all I have for you and for me today. And I'm open for question, remarks, and maybe you have some insight. maybe I can ask you a question. Okay, thank you for hosting this informative session. To really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you, Boo. I'm really happy that you like this live. If there are something that you want to see treated in the videos or the live, this is also the moment where you can put that in the chat, so that I know what is interesting for you, or what is missing in maybe in the tutorials. I will check if someone did connect to my node terminal, this one, and a list. I want a list peers. Ha, nobody. Okay, so thank you for attending. I really hope that those live are valuable for you. They are for me, because I have to look on in the code. Oh, Eduardo is telling me that he tried and maybe it doesn't work. Okay, so maybe I did something the wrong way, or I didn't send you the right information. Okay, so Boo also tried to connect with me, but it didn't work. So okay, I will. What are the information that I gave you? Maybe you can just a little bit more to try, because it would have been fun if it did works. So this is the information, and maybe no, not that, but this one CLI get info info-f. No, this, sorry, not L1 CLI. This is Lightning CLI get info. Okay, so the port is okay, and the address. This is address. My node ID, and with 4747 and for free. Okay, so this. Okay, so okay, bad luck. I don't know why this is not working. Sorry, guys. It would have been really really cool, and thank you to try it. And really, I don't know why it's not working. Okay, good idea, Bo. We can try in a future session. Yes, so I will look at that. Thank you for all of you to being in that live. We had a great time, and see you in the next one. Bye.